I'm a PR person, and there's some of us in the room here tonight, and if you're a PR person and the budgets get tight, the first people who lose their jobs are the PR people. And it happened to anybody here? JJ, you're always looking for work. So when I was 48 years old, I had lost a succession of jobs. I had 2 kids. I was a single mom. My kids were in college. And I was sort of feeling a little blue. And I talked to my brother in Hawaii, and I said, look, I think I'm at the end of my rope. And then he said, I got you a ticket, come to Hawaii, hang out with us for 10 days or so. So I went to Hawaii, and I hung out with my brother, my niece, and my nephew, and my sister-in-law. Had a great time. And so the day I was supposed to leave, I said to my brother, I like it here. And the kids are in college, and I think I want to live here. And so my brother said, oh, good, because earlier today I got you a job. I like this. I'm in Hawaii. The weather's beautiful. It's a nice place to hang out. I said, what am I going to do? And he said, you're going to be a nanny. And I said, I'm 48 years old. I've been there. I've done that. I really don't want to do it again. He goes, you got a job. Okay, who am I going to be a nanny for? I thought he might say him and his wife. He's like, I have these people that I coach tennis, and they have 2 boys, 5 and 7, and they need a nanny. And I said, how are the kids? And he said, well, basically when I give them tennis lessons, they're really poorly behaved. And for an hour, I just beat them in the head with tennis balls. They pay me $60 a kid, and I made $120 for hitting 2 kids with tennis balls. So I said, okay, what do we do? And he says, well, now you're going to meet the mom. So I meet the mom, and the mom says, okay, we're going to go to the Montessori school where they are schooled, and you're going to meet the kids. And I knew I could do this the second I saw these kids, and they had their shoes on the wrong feet. Like cake walk. So I'm all set, call my kids, Skype them, and I say, hey guys, I hope you don't mind. You're carefully ensconced in the dormitories at your respective colleges. I'm going to move to Hawaii. So I make the arrangements with this woman, their mom. She's a little bit of a bimbo from Detroit. She told me she was a model. And I was like, ooh, maybe she's a hand model. So I didn't meet the dad, but the mom said to me, I'm going to send you an email tomorrow with instructions. So I get an email, and the instructions say, we've had a little change of plans. We're going to move to Australia, and we're going to be there for 6 months, and you arrive in 2 weeks, and we'll come 2 days after you're settled, what do you call that? Like, you're not jet lagged anymore. So I'm like, oh, this will be interesting, because now I'm going to go to Australia. So I packed my bags, and I got in a taxi at the airport in Sydney, and I said to the guy, I want to go to Bellevue Hill. And he said, oh, that's where the very, very rich people live. So we get to the gate, and I look up, and I'm like, holy shit. I hit the big time. The gates open, and I'm sort of like that novice from The Sound of Music, Maria von Trapp, like with my 2 bags, And I'm thinking, I'm going to have such a great life. I'm going to take care of 2 little boys. It's going to be perfect. And so I got out of the car, and I couldn't understand what was going on, because there were people everywhere. There were people appraising the art and trimming the bushes and cleaning out the koi pond, and the florist was coming in and putting white lilies all over the house, and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be heaven. I'm going to be a nanny in this $58 million house next to where Rupert Murdoch was raised. I'm thinking, I'm going to Skype my kids, I'm going to show them my flat, I'm going to have such a good life. So 2 days later, let me go back. So I took a little nap because I was pretty tired. And then I met the house staff. And they said to me, there were some Portuguese people and some Filipino people and some Hungarian people. And there were a lot of them. And they said, how well do you know Maggie Joy? who was my new employer, the model. And I said, well, I met her in Hawaii a few weeks ago for a few hours, and they said, oh, shit. So I'm going to fast forward. The rest of the story goes like this. I was the driver, the cook, the house manager, the pet trainer, the nanny for people who were criminals. I didn't know it. If you buy me a Foster's Ale the next time I see you, I'll tell you the middle part of the story. But here's what happens at the end. At the end of the story, they're running out of money because they're crooks. They call me in one day. Maggie Joy, the bimbo, says to me, Auntie Ange, you're fired. And I want you out of this house by 1:30. And I said, should I cry or should I cheer? And I said, there's no crying in Australia. They took me in a car with, now after 3 months, I got a lot of stuff. I don't have my 2 Mary Poppins bags. I got a lot of stuff. They took me in my car. They dropped me off. There was no flight out for a week. It was Easter. They dropped me off in the red light district of Sydney, Australia, where I was stuck for a week in a Chinese hotel with the air conditioner dripping. And I will tell you what, there's no experience that I'll ever have that I will appreciate or enjoy or relive or talk to tell about as long as I live. And I promise you, if you stop me anywhere in York and you buy me a Foster's Ale, I'll fill you in the middle.